No. Now we're recording. Welcome to Hot Cakes, the craft podcast. Nope, I still don't.
I got it. The craft podcast the podcast about craft opinions you don't want but you need.
Nobody asks for, but everybody
needs. Jesus Christ. Welcome to Hot Cakes, the podcast with craft opinions that nobody asks for but everybody needs.
We should get a sign and hang it behind us so that we don't have to actually ever say it again. One of these days we'll get there.
I'm Sarah from Boston Fiber Company.
And I'm Jules from Juliette Pécaut Designs.
Tell me what you're wearing.
Well, first...
or tell me what you're knitting. Tell me whatever you want to do.
First, I was going to say, isn't the sound quality and video quality so good? We have new equipment.
I guess we'll find out about the sound quality, but...
I
believe it's good.
We only have one mic, but I think it's better than having zero mics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got new equipment thanks to the people who donated to our Ko-fi, because that helped.
Yeah.
Camera equipment is really expensive.
Yeah.
And so it helps to have a little bit of a buffer there.
It's so nice to not have to do it on your phone.
Yes, it's way nicer to not have to record on my phone, because my phone kind of sucks. And then I would keep getting notifications and it would scare you.
It was a ghost.
But yeah, so if you hate the sound quality or the video quality, don't tell us because we spent so much money on this.
Yeah, and we'll cry.
But yeah, what I'm wearing is the sweater I was knitting last episode.
Yeah,
it's my Loons in Love sweater.
They're in love.
And I don't know if you can see on the video, but maybe I'll get closer for the YouTube watchers. But this one is wearing a little cross necklace because it's a heated rivalry reference.
Did you have a cross necklace already, or did you have to find one?
I went to Michael's, which I know we're not supposed to shop at the big box craft stores, but I got
who owns Michael's?
I got a little pack of charms of cross charms. And then made a little necklace. What are you wearing?
I am wearing, I think it's a vacation vest from Park Knit. And it's in Junkyarn, old Junkyarn cotton.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
It's
cute.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
It's a good layering piece.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting thing, but it was really fun to make, and I can wear it a lot.
Yeah.
So those are things. Yeah.
Amazing.
What are you working on?
I am working on my Farasta sample. I wanted to do one in my own naturally dyed yarn because I'm going to be selling some of this yarn.
Yeah.
Next week. No, as you're watching this weekend.
Yeah.
At Boston Fiber Company. We're having a little truck show.
If you're watching this
the day it comes out or the next day, or even the next day, I will be at Boston Fiber Company Saturday and Sunday.
The 21st and 22nd of February.
Yes, the 21st and 22nd. We will have, Sarah will have the books, the 52 Weeks of Sweaters from Laine magazine. And I will have yarn that you can use to make my Farasta sweater, which is, it's a fingering weight merino. And then I will have both my Suri silk lace weight blend, and I will also have a mohair silk lace weight blend. Yeah. But yeah.
And I can also help you pick out yarn for it.
Yes, Boston Fiber Company will also have tons of yarn.
We also will there'll be some sort of deal if you buy the book and the yarn for the sweater.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure what it is yet.
Didn't you already say what it was?
Is it 10%?
I think you said in the last episode you said 10% or something like that.
Well, then it's 10% off either the book or the yarn. I don't know.
Whatever. It'll be a fun surprise when you get here.
It will be a fun surprise. We've a couple of books have been pre-ordered, so
yay.
If you're watching this on Friday, pre-order it this second.
Pre-order it now.
I guess it's a real order. It'll be not a pre-order after
Thursday. The book comes out Thursday. Yeah. What are you knitting?
I am working on my very slow. I think I was working on this during our Rhinebeck episode and maybe before our Rhinebeck episode. It's my Upstream sweater from the book Knit by Alice Hoyle, and I'm a big fan. but it is dense. It's taking me a long time, and it's in Upland Fiberworks Core. I think it's the undyed, like natural flock color.
Oh, is it? Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I really like it. It's really bouncy.
It's so squishy.
It's so squishy. I put a bunch of lavender and cedar in the bag so moths don't get it because it's been like sitting stagnant in my room.
Yeah.
And so it smells like my grandma.
Aw.
Which is very nice.
That's so nice.
Yeah, and it's I'm having a lot of fun with it. I do have to finish my Farasta, but you know.
Yeah. I'm in theory going to finish my
I got a
Farasta before the trunk show, which is in a week, which I don't think so.
No. I have a sleeve left. I will be done with mine.
I've literally just cast on.
I'll probably bring it with me tomorrow.
But yeah. So that's that. What's our topic for today?
So we're going to talk about pattern stealing, not in the same way that we did before.
Yes.
Sort of like between designers.
Yes. So yes. So last I can't remember what number episode it was, but we talked about maybe episode 7. We talked about like stealing patterns from designers and actually just like sharing the pattern itself.
Yeah.
Like either reselling it or giving it away for free or otherwise illegally distributing a stolen or a pattern, even if you bought it and redistributing it, which is not good. We don't like that.
No.
But now we're going to talk about stealing patterns.
Yeah, and honestly, I say stealing very loosely.
Because it's not really stealing patterns. It's people. We're talking about people accusing people of stealing patterns when really it's just a similarly inspired design.
Yes. So a couple weeks ago, I want to say it was right before we recorded the last podcast.
Yes.
This is also the problem with recording like a little bit ahead of time and then like a little bit behind when things are happening, is that we're like a little bit past the
peak of this.
The peak of it.
But this happens all the time.
Yeah.
This comes up a lot. So
and mainly what I saw, I sort of saw like a flurry of people talking about like sort of like accusing other people of stealing their patterns. There was like a few sweaters, there was like a shawl.
Mm-hmm. There was that like flower design, that
was the shawl, I think. Yeah. And so you saw that, and then you sort of saw like people, the backlash to it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think like, yeah, so like what, I guess, do you want to, as a designer,
yeah,
how does like, I mean, we kind of talked about how you like come up with a pattern.
Right.
But also like, yeah, creatively, like how does coming up with a pattern work? And do you look at other people's patterns like to be like, am I stealing this?
Yes. Yeah. So the problem with knitting is that there's only so many ways to make a thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's, a couple different types. I mean, in general, obviously, if you're like super innovative, you can do crazy stuff. But in general, there's like, you want to knit a sweater? Okay, you could do a raglan. You could do a drop shoulder. You could do a set-in sleeve. Like, there's not that many. There's sort of set options for sweater patterns. And then it's like, okay, well, I want to do, a plain stockinette sweater with a 2x2 rib collar. Like, guess what? There's a million of those.
Yeah.
People have already done that. So you're never, and even if you're like, well, I want to put loons on my sweater. I'm like, okay, well, I put these loons on my sweater, and I wrote this chart myself based on a photo of a loon.
Yeah.
But then, there's another super popular loon pattern out there right now. Totally different from mine, but still it's like, oh, but it's a drop shoulder sweater with loons on. Like, it's like, there's only so many things you could do.
Yeah.
But each design is still unique. And what is protected under copyright law is the actual words of the pattern and the photos. So if you copied my pattern, like the actual text of my pattern, the instructions, and put that in your pattern, that would be stealing.
Yeah.
If you looked at my sweater, figured out how to knit the exact same thing, but wrote all your own instructions, that is technically not illegal. Like, that is...
Yeah.
That's not protected under copyright. You're technically allowed to do that. It would be weird, like, if you just if you purposefully, like, copied someone's sweater and just published the exact same thing. It would also, like, not be a good business decision. Like I don't know. But yeah. And then, so I think, so for me, it's really hard because I follow a lot of knitting accounts.
Yeah.
And obviously I love knitwear.
Like you're friends with other designers.
And I'm friends with designers. Yeah. And so it's hard to sort of, I try to like remove myself from that in some ways because I want to like keep up with like what's trending in the knitting world and what designers are doing, but I don't want to be too influenced by what other designers are doing. I want to have my own inspiration. So I tend to look for inspiration either in the natural world. I like looking at like natural patterns and colors and shapes. Or I look at ready-to-wear clothing that isn't knitted. Okay. I like looking at I wish I'd brought it with me, but I'm currently knitting a vest right now with a bulky boucle yarn, and it's undyed, and it looks like when it's knitted, it looks kind of like that shearling fabric, like that faux shearling, which is like 100% polyester fabric. Yeah. That is like cut and sewed. And that, it's funny because that fabric was purposefully designed to look like a sheep's fleece. And now I'm recreating that fabric using sheep's wool. Yeah. And knitting it. So it is kind of, somebody said the other day, it's a reconstructed, deconstructed sheepskin, which it kind of is. But that's my thing. It's like I saw these vests like from like Barber and like Bowden and those sort of like outdoor brands that had all these like cute shearling vests. And I was like, oh, I could turn that into a knitted thing. And that is one way I kind of avoid copying patterns, I guess. I don't know. But I also think, I do still if I see like a stitch pattern I really like I have a bunch of stitch dictionaries. If I see a stitch pattern I like, I'll be like, oh, I'll just like throw that into a sweater pattern. Yeah. And there's still a lot of designing involved, right? Like I still have to like create the shape of the sweater.
Well, and you have to do the sizing.
All the sizing, fitting the stitch pattern into that shape, because sometimes that's really tricky. So I don't know. I do try to look elsewhere for inspiration. But at the end of the day, there are like trending things in knitting. And so like for a while, like when I feel like top down seamless sweaters had a moment, like this is like 20 years ago. Yeah. Because before that people were only knitting like seamed sweaters, and then everybody started doing top down seamless sweaters. Yeah. Like when Elizabeth Zimmerman put out her formula for that. And that became really popular. And so, like, as a designer, like, you do kind of have to go with the trends if you want to make sales. Yeah. So, Yeah. But without, straight up, like, copying other people's patterns. It's a fine line. I don't know. But then there's also, if I have an idea for a pattern, I will go on Ravelry and be like, is there something that is, like, this exact thing? Yeah. Because if there is, and if it's pretty, like, I do have a lot of very basic patterns. I have my Just So Classic Raglan, which I'm actually in the process of republishing. Simply the Vest is pretty basic. Simply the Vest V-neck is pretty basic. Like, all of them are very basic, but like, I couldn't find anything that was like exactly like that. So I was like, people are going to buy it because knitters want specific instructions. Some people like kind of taking a pattern and modifying it, but a lot of people are just like, no, I want the pattern to give me exactly what I want. And so somebody has to design a pattern that has all those features. Yeah. And so if it doesn't exist already, then I will do it. But yeah, because I do think part of the recent controversy was there was like a roll top or like a roll collar sweater. Yeah. Which from what I saw was just, it was just roll top. I don't know. Yeah, well,
I guess different. Like, specifically that, I don't know. Like, I don't want to be like, let's call out names. Right. So this is going to be the meanest thing I've ever said. I don't remember the name of the original person who called out Alicia Plummer.
Oh no,
so
I don't either.
That's as much as I care about that.
Oops.
But I also think, don't call out Alicia Plummer. I like her a lot.
Alicia's really sweet.
She's really sweet,
and she's a really talented designer.
And
she does not need to copy.
And like, I don't want to be like she's been around for a long time, like she's like an old lady, but like,
no, she's been around.
Been around. She's been designing. So she was one of the designers who somebody called out,
saying that Alicia copied her.
One was like a sweater that was like, there were a few years in between Alicia releasing a sweater, but it was just like it was once again like a plain raglan.
Yeah.
Which like, there's only so much copying you can do.
Every designer has a plain raglan.
Well, and also I think probably like right, like if
there's so many more details. It's not just, knit a raglan sweater. It's if like very specific.
I don't know, like
have compound raglan?
Like
does this have,
what's like a brand? Like if Barber releases a jacket that also LL Bean releases a similar one, they're not copying each other. They're just following a trend.
They're following the trend. Both Barber and LL Bean have like the same like waxed cotton like field jacket. Like, that's, and every other outdoor.
And like you're getting like a different, like you're buying, like when you buy from a designer, right, you're picking a designer you like. Mm-hmm. You know their patterns. So like if you're buying, like if I'm buying a U pattern, I know exactly what to expect from it.
Right.
And like if I'm buying a pattern from Alicia, I know exactly what to expect. Especially like a bigger designer who's like kind of lots of people know. Mm-hmm. Like people are kind of going to them. They're finding them first, which is like for better or worse.
Well, and oftentimes it's a trusted designer who has, there's a lot of...
They have a following.
But also there's a lot of projects of their, like, people have made their patterns showing that, like, you can make...
Yes.
The project you want from this pattern. Yeah. Like, it's a good pattern. And so, that's part of it, too.
And also, to talk about Alicia Plummer more, like, I like Alicia Plummer's patterns. Alicia Plummer writes a size-inclusive pattern. You write a size-inclusive pattern. Like, what was I looking at? Oh, we got this book in. I have to call out this book. It's such a good book. The biggest size, I'm the largest. The largest size is exactly my bust size.
Oh, wow.
It's 50 inches, which is like...
That's real small.
It's not... That's 20 inches too small, or 12 inches too small to be really size inclusive. Right. 14 inches too small. What do we say, like 64?
I think the standard is 62 or 64. But a lot of designers go.
But like lots of people, like, I don't know, like I don't have a particularly big bust. I feel like I'm pretty average, proportional. Mm-hmm. And so like, it's not like, it's just like, well, I don't know, if I'm going to pick the size inclusive sweater over the not size inclusive sweater.
Right. Well, and also some people may have different ways of writing their patterns.
Yes.
They may include more video tutorials. They may include they may just have a different,
I might just like
syntax.
Their style better.
Right.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into choosing it.
Yeah. And also I think on the surface, if you look at photos posted on Instagram of two sweaters side by side, you could be like, these are the same sweater. Yeah. But if you then go into the pattern or even go into looking at like the schematic, you might see like, oh, one of these actually has like compound raglan shaping, so for a better fit. And like if the models of both photos are like similar sizes, it could look like the sweater is the exact same, but then you realize like, if you go to the larger sizes, maybe the fit is different on one, or maybe one has like different. Maybe there's like tips and tricks for like, I always include in my patterns whenever I switch from stockinette to a ribbing, like for a cuff or something, I always do the slip thing that I learned from Patty Lyons, which is prevents the ribbing from kind of like popping up a little bit. Oh. And I include that in all my patterns, and I don't even think anything of it anymore, but I still get people who like write to me and are like, oh, that was like a cool trick. And I'm like, oh yeah. And so like, you just don't realize like how many little tiny details are in the pattern that you wouldn't know from just looking at a photo of it.
Just like little.
And so it's just kind of.
There's also like a little bit of like, I know from certain designers that I'm getting like a well-edited pattern. Like I know all the math is going to be right. I don't have to like worry about doing something and being confused.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just...
There's just so much more that goes into a knitting pattern than, like, what the picture looks like of the finished object in one size on a specific model. Like there's just so much more to it. And I think that also kind of comes into the thing of like people don't understand what knitwear design is. Like they think it's just like, oh, you just like knit a pattern and then write down what you did and then publish it. And it's like, that's not at all what it is.
I mean, like you can do that.
You can, but that's not, you're not doing it well. Yeah, so I think that's part of the problem is people don't understand knitwear design. I also think a lot of people don't understand like the history of knitting.
Yeah.
So you cannot copyright a technique.
Yeah.
You can't copyright. I can't like the Patty Lyons thing. Like that's a trick I learned from her, but it's not. I'm allowed to use it in my patterns because Patty Lyons can't like copyright it and say, oh, you're not allowed to put in your patterns to slip all the knit stitches. Like that's you can't copyright a technique. You can't copyright a like recipe.
Yeah.
So you can't really, the only copyrightable part of the pattern is the actual text of the pattern.
Yeah.
So you could take a pattern, rewrite all of the like instructions while keeping the actual technique the same. And it would technically, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Morally, it's wrong, but legally, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I think like, I guess, the other like kind of discussion is like moral versus legal.
Right.
Just like, it's hard to prove anybody's copying you.
Right.
Like, unless it's like lifted text. I think like there's like a little bit of like where we all go to the same school.
Yeah.
In school and in college. They're like, if you copy and paste this, we'll find it and we'll expel you.
Right.
But like the reality is in real life, like that doesn't translate. That translates to an essay.
Right.
Or like your writing.
You can't.
It doesn't necessarily translate to pattern design.
And I also think, so
and like art in general, I don't know if it translates as well.
That's the other thing is it's hard to say because like, with like the daisy design.
Yeah.
That one was weird because I don't know. That is just such a common motif. Like, sorry, that's a,
and they were very
like daisy
I
motifs.
thought they were different.
They looked totally different to me.
Well, and I think there's like a little bit of like, as a consumer, you're just picking the pattern you like the best.
That's my thing. It's like, I like my loons to be kissing each other. Yeah. Other people might like their loons to be like in a little line. Yeah. Which I actually kind of want to knit that other loon sweater too.
I think you should. Like, I made the headband. It's really cute.
It's so cute. But like, that's my thing. It's like, you know, some people might say, oh, well, I like this 5-petal flower motif. And then other people might be like, oh, well, this one of the petals is like a little wonky and I like that more. Or like, oh, this one has like a little dip in the petal or something. Yeah. Like even tiny little differences, it's like, okay, but the knitter might want that. Yeah. And so they're going to choose the one that has, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. But I also think it's tricky because there's no way to prove. You can't say like, it's really hard. I never saw your pattern before I published my pattern that turned out to be really, really similar. Like there's no way to prove that. But I do think I would never call somebody out for copying a pattern of mine unless, like, even if somebody did a chart that was like, oh, 2 loons kissing, I'd be like, yeah, that's a cute idea based on like a very popular piece of media right now. Yes. Like it's this idea Everybody's is not unique loons right now. Yeah. If somebody did a kissing loons pattern that was like literally the same like exact shape and stitch count like as my loons, I'd be like, oh, that feels like maybe you know, but I'm like, but if you just did your own chart that is like 2 loons kissing, I'm like, okay, we both had the same idea and we both did it. Like, there's not really any, and there's no, I don't really understand the gain of trying to call somebody out.
I don't either. Like, do you think you're gonna win? Well,
and what are you gonna win? Like, get them to take their pattern down? There's no. Yeah. You have no legal recourse to do that. Yeah. And there's no, I think you're just kind of damaging your own brand. Yeah.
Well, I guess, so this is actually, I think the larger discussion about this is like, my hot take is you need to run stuff by your group chat. And if you don't have a group chat, you need to get a group chat to run this by. Get a group chat. Because like, you need a friend who goes, hey, this does look like yours. You should be angry. But you can't be posting it on your business account. You can't be posting it, post it to your close friend story. Like, don't. Yeah. And even then, don't post it on the internet.
You can express, like, maybe, like, oh, I'm kind of annoyed that this designer has a really similar design to me. No, like, privately. In your group privately. You can be like, I'm annoyed that this designer has, it looks like they copied my pattern. It's so similar to mine, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as you post that publicly, then it becomes a whole. You might say, oh, I'm not attacking them, I'm not accusing them of anything, and it's like, okay, but you are, like, you posted it online.
Yeah, and like you can say like, I think. Yeah, I just think that things need to be saved for your group chat.
Right.
We were talking about Size Inclusive Collective earlier.
Yes.
Before we started recording, and I think that Autumn does a really good job of like being like, this is not actually the problem you think it is.
Yeah.
You need to like chill out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that people would really
Autumn knows what she's talking about.
Yes.
In terms of like legal.
Yeah. Well, and I think like there's a difference between like legal and moral.
Right.
Not because just because something's
legal doesn't mean you should do it. Yes. Yeah.
There are lots of bad legal things.
Yes. And good illegal things.
Yep. But also like people need to utilize their group chat more. That's the moral of the story.
I do agree. If you're a designer, you should at least know a couple other designers. If this is something you want to make
money off of, and I think like there's so much about like professionalism that I think is like white man coded.
Yes.
And like but you're like trying to exist in a tight-knit industry. But I think like it's, even though it feels really huge all the time, it's actually like a pretty small industry.
Small group, yeah.
And so like if this is something you want to like make money off of, which like whatever, if you're a hobby designer, like that's different probably. Then piss off whoever you want.
I also think part of it is the difference between professional designers and hobby designers.
Yes.
Because this industry is so accessible, and like with like Ravelry and with the internet, and with like anybody can just start a website, all that stuff. It seems like easy to like, oh, I'll just start a design business. I'll just start designing patterns and just like start publishing them. And it's also easy, and it's all really like, there's just a template there and I can just do it. Yes, technically, but if you really want to actually like build a brand and make a business off of it, you do have to know what you're getting into. You have to do research on not just like how to write and publish a knitting pattern. You have to like know how to be professional in this space. And I don't want to seem gatekeeping, but like you have to like respect the work of the people who have been doing
that's like in any place, like respect. And it's not like
respect your elders.
Yeah, respect not like your elders.
Not like in a that way, but like
you have to respect. But like also like you don't exist as a knitwear designer without the knitwear designers that came before you.
Exactly.
And like in all things, that is true.
Yeah. Like you're a newcomer to this space. If you're a newcomer to this space, you have to like recognize that you are new, and that this is a very established profession.
Your top-down raglan seamless sweater is not original.
It's never original.
It's not. And it's like it's different.
Exactly.
It's a variation on a theme.
None of mine are original.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of top-down raglans that are just like, none of that's original, but they are unique to me, and they are my own patterns that I created, but
like the design itself, like the written pattern is original,
right?
Yeah,
but the concept is not original. None of what I've done is original.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like even the kissing loons is like probably been done before with other.
Well, at least
like kissing birds is
that's like normal. Swans.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, none of this is really.
And it's like
original, and pretending that it is feels very like entitled.
Yes.
Like, I'm the only person who's ever come up with
like,
this. It's like, no.
Yeah. It feels like you think it's very like main character energy.
Yes.
It's like nobody else in the world exists except for me.
Right.
And like I came up with this first.
Right.
And like you didn't, man.
No. That's the other thing I see frequently. People are like, well, my pattern was published first. And I'm like, okay, well then actually if you go back 15 years, there was a very similar pattern. So why didn't that person accuse you of stealing?
Yeah.
Because they know that's not what that
matter.
is. I think, well, there was also, and maybe I'm making this up, I actually don't know. I didn't research it. Was there a controversy with the sailor slippers?
I feel like there might have been.
That might have been because there's the knit pattern, but then I feel like somebody else had a crochet
There's a
pattern.
crochet
That's
pattern.
another thing that gets iffy, too.
But also, I don't I mean, if it's a knit pattern and you want a crochet pattern, then
Yeah.
somebody needs to make a crochet pattern.
Right. I also feel like
I think
several years ago, like years and years ago, somebody did like a felted slipper pattern that's like basically the same.
Yeah.
And I think I saw somewhere like somebody was trying to accuse that person of copying, and she was like, I wrote this pattern 15 years ago. Like, what are you talking about? Or something. Like, it was something like that. But yeah, I just think like, also just because it's not like a hashtag on Instagram doesn't mean that pattern doesn't exist. Like, there are knitting books from the 1940s.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there are knitting
people
books,
are still using.
There are knitting books now that the patterns don't get released on Ravelry.
Right, exactly.
Or, like, they're not on Instagram in the same way. Like,
right.
There's just...
So just because it's not a popular pattern doesn't mean it's not already been done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And if a pattern becomes... A pattern that looks like one of your patterns becomes popular, it's not becoming popular because you designed it.
Right. Something, it's because of the other design. There's something going on. There's so many
other things.
Well, and if that does happen, I think, you know, because like there is a way to kind of try to market that. Like, so if somebody comes out with a design that looks really similar to yours, but like maybe you happen to know that they're not size inclusive, you could say, oh, do you love that more popular pattern?
Yeah.
But you're a larger size? Check out my pattern. Yeah. It's kind of similar, but is size inclusive. Or if somebody has, like, the other thing is a sweater can look the exact same, but be constructed totally different. So if you're like, oh, do you like the look of that top-down sweater, but you'd prefer to knit bottom-up? Try my pattern. Like, there's a way to kind of, I don't know. Part of it is I just think there's room for everybody.
I think there is room for everybody.
There's room for everybody, and every knitter... knitters are going to knit the way they want to knit, and they're going to knit what they want to knit. And so having more patterns is just, I think, it's better because knitters can find what they want, and
I think I don't know. I think the idea that there isn't room for everybody is a lie of capitalism.
Yes.
I think that's like, there is plenty of room for all of us. I don't know if there's space for every person who designs a sweater to become like a career designer.
Yeah.
Like,
we can't all be petite knit.
Yeah, or like you can't all be Andrea Mowry. Like, you can't all be like starting a little cult.
Right.
Like, you can't. But there are so many levels to it, and there will
if you just want to make a living,
there will always be like new people knitting, people making new things, and like there's also only so much you can knit in like, I don't know, like how many sweaters can you make in a year?
Exactly. Yeah, there's a limit.
There's a limit to like physically how much you can do, and yeah, I think that there is room for everybody.
I think there's room for everybody. I think we need to
let the kids play.
Let the kids play. Honestly, that's kind of my hot take is just like, I'm just gonna do my own thing, stay in my lane, focus on my own work.
Yeah, I think in like in yarn stores, we're just gonna go on a tangent.
Yeah.
I think in like yarn stores, I think there's like a couple new yarn stores have opened in Boston, and I think it is like the only reaction. I think like there's like a little bit where I can be like, oh, but I'm the yarn store, but the actual like real thing is like there's so much room for all of us to be here, and like there's so many people who need spaces.
Yeah.
And like I can only provide so much yarn. And like other yarn stores can only provide so much yarn, and they're catering to like different groups of people. Like, and I think that's...
And Sip and Stitch gets like way too crowded sometimes. Like, we don't have enough chairs for people. It's
nice to have like groups for people. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, we can only... a rising tide lifts all ships. Like, we are...
And I think there's like limits. Like, obviously, if a yarn shop opened up like in this same little block, that would be a problem. Yeah. Like, there are limits to the exclusivity. That's maybe on my landlord. Right. But like, yeah, if a yarn shop opens up like a couple neighborhoods over, it's like, listen.
Yeah.
People are lazy, especially when there's 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
And
people stay, I mean, Boston's a neighborhoody city. People kind of stay in their neighborhoods.
People stay where they...
I imagine that if the yarn store in JP was still there, I would have half as many people in our Sip and Stitch.
Which is crazy to me because I never went to the yarn store in JP just because it was in JP. And I was like, how do I even get to JP?
Yeah, that's fair. But a lot of people from JP come here. I went to that yarn store. It was nice.
I bet it was. I've always kind of wanted to go. I've been to JP maybe like 3 times in my life. And I've lived in Boston for 12 years.
That's like when I went to the Inman Holiday Market in December, and it was the first time I'd been to Inman Square, and I've lived in Boston since 2012.
That's crazy. Yeah, I moved here in 2013. Yeah. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, you just don't go.
You just don't leave your neighborhood. Now that I live in Quincy, I'm like, I can't go beyond the South Shore.
I know. Well, and whenever Sarah, this is a fun little behind the scenes of our friendship. Whenever Sarah and I hang out, we hang out here at the store. And every time we try to hang out outside of the South End, we like cancel because we cannot.
We cannot.
I'm like, I'm not going to Quincy, and you're like, I'm not going to Somerville.
It's so hard. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see where I'm at.
But yeah, so it is. I do think yes, there's room for everybody. We can all be friends, and I do also think I think we need to retarget our energy.
Yes. To
not attacking each other. And attacking, like, fucking Shein for stealing from designers. Because that is stealing. That's copying, and that sucks, and I hate it.
Well, because they literally just take a picture and print it. Because they take a
picture and print it on a fucking polyester sweater or something. Yeah. I don't know. But
like
that sucks, and that's bad. Stealing a giant corporation that is already evil, stealing from independent designers is bad. Another independent designer making a similar pattern to you is not.
Yes. Yeah, and I think like let's put our energy elsewhere.
Yeah.
Cuz like the fighting with each other about pattern stealing doesn't hurt the real problem.
It doesn't help you, and it doesn't hurt the real problem. Yeah, you're right. It's not productive, I feel like.
Yeah, like it's not, and I think like, you know, if we live in a perfect world where we're all tiny little businesses and everything's like wonderful and local, then maybe we can like fight about it. But like, we're not there.
We got to take down the corporations first.
We got to take down the corporations. And even then, I just don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
I'm probably like a bad, I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I just think like...
I don't think it's that bad. Yeah. And I do think everything is about classism. And I'm turning every conversation I have these days into a conversation about classism. Yeah. But and how we just need to take down the corporations and then everything will be solved.
I just think that like
capitalism sucks.
Capitalism sucks. I think that I am in a big moment. I feel like I've always been anti-capitalist. Mm-hmm. I am even more so every day I get more and more violently anti-capitalist.
Same. And like we need to stop fighting each other and band together and fight the billionaire class.
We really need like
that's the class war we need, you guys.
We need like maybe like a little, you know, I don't know, some sort of union.
I know I always wish that like when it comes to small businesses, I'm like we need somehow to have.
I know. Like, I mean
a union.
I don't know how you start that. I don't know if that's my ministry.
Well, I think there are ways. I mean, like we're both members of the Fiber Business Collective, and having a collective is, I think, important, and it's a good step to starting a sort of because I remember in the early days when I joined the FBC, there was a lot of talk about like how we can, as a collective, we can shift industry standards. Yeah. Like we talked a lot about, and I remember, I think it was Britt from Not Bad Britt was really sort of pioneering this, getting publications to pay designers more. Yeah. And part of that is just that designers as individuals have to refuse to work for less money. Yeah. Like we have to say, and it's so tempting to be like, oh, well, I'll just take what I can get. But if you think about it in terms of the collective success of all designers, it's like, okay, but you might, first of all, you're going to be working your ass off for no money. So that sucks. But then also you're kind of holding back.
Yeah, it's like you're harming yourself and your community.
By holding back, you know, as long as there are designers who will accept that low pay, publishers will pay that, and they won't be incentivized to increase their rates. So
this is also like utilize your group chat.
Yeah,
because like you should have friends in your industry that you can talk to privately on the side. Yeah. And then make a decision about whether or not you're bringing it to Instagram.
Yes.
And like join a collective.
Doesn't have to join a group.
Join the Craft Industry Alliance. Like
the Craft Industry Alliance is really helpful.
Join the FBC. Like
the FBC is a great group.
And there are like tons.
And there's tons. And you also don't even necessarily need to like do a paid membership group either. You can just like text if you have people you know or trust, or even people you don't necessarily know but like really admire. You could like, you know, message them on Instagram and be like, hey, do you want to just start like a little like designer like check-in group?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I think like we need
people might be into that. Especially people, I also feel like we're so lucky here in Boston because there's a million designers, there's a million yarn producers, all that stuff. But if you're in like a more isolated area, it might be helpful to have
Boston is like, we are really, there's a lot of designers.
There's a lot of knitters.
There's a lot of dyers.
There's a lot of dyers. There's a lot of knitting groups in Boston.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's always like a knitting guild.
Yeah.
Usually
most places have a knitting guild, yeah.
And so like you have to find your community and utilize your community.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you to Autumn from Size Inclusive Collective.
Yeah.
Right? Size Inclusive Collective?
Size Inclusive Collective.
Yeah.
And Portsmouth. If you don't have a Portsmouth, you should get one. They're fun.
And she's sending out whistles, ice whistles, which we actually have some, and I have to put them out, but I was too lazy.
Yeah, get a nice whistle.
Yeah. Come to Boston Fiber Company. I'll give you one for free.
Yay.
As long as they last.
Yeah. Shout out to Autumn for doing the work there.
And it's like always interesting to see. Like it's like something that, especially on the shop owner side, I sort of see it when it, like, like I'm on Instagram. I see when people are calling each other out on Instagram, but I don't dig into it any further. So it's nice to have Autumn do it for me.
Yeah.
And then also utilize the group chat to be like, hey, what's going on here? You tell me what's happening?
Yeah, what do you think of this? Okay, should we do our little hot takes? I have a little hot take.
I have one written down. Well, also tell me what's coming up.
Oh, what's coming up? Okay, so the trunk show this weekend, the 21st and 22nd. 21st and 22nd.
I'm listening to you. I'm just looking at hot takes.
You don't need to listen. I'm talking to them.
Okay, good.
Trunk show at Boston Fiber Company, the 21st and 22nd of February. I will have yarn for Farasta sweaters. And then after that, I will be at the Wayland Farm and Fiber Days in Wayland, Mass. On Sunday, March 8th. I won't be vending, but I will be there with the Southeast New England Fiber Shed to talk about the Sweaters for Good project, local yarn, and breed-specific yarns. I will have my breed cardigan there, my breed study cardigan. That's March 8th, and then we'll do more episodes before that, but then March 21st and 22nd?
Yes.
Whatever that weekend is, that Saturday, Sunday, I will be at the Boston Public Markets Fiber Fest. I will be vending there, so I'll have all my yarn there. And then April 25th, whatever that Saturday is, I will be at the Gore Place Sheep Shearing Festival in Waltham, Mass. And I think that's all I have for the spring.
That's nice.
I think. But get on my mailing list if you want to be.
Things will come up.
Yeah.
So we have, I would say, for the next month. So you're going to be here next weekend. We've got, we're doing a class in like yarn tasting with Cascade the weekend after. Ooh. And that's, it's $15 to take the class, but if you want to message me on the side, I can let you in for free. Because it's, whatever. And the yarn tasting and the class comes with all the materials that you need. So, nice. Which isn't like a sweater quantity's worth of materials. You get enough materials to swatch. Yeah. But, so we have the class, and then in March, I'll probably be bopping around Wayland. Yeah. I'm running the winding station at the public market thing, and I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna be the one there all weekend, but I think I might be because that sounds like fun. Yeah. But
somebody from BFC will be there.
Somebody from BFC will be there winding your yarn for free, but we are accepting tips. And that's it. April gets really crazy. Oh yeah. Yeah, April we have LIS Day. LIS Day, Knit for Foodathon.
There's a lot.
Oh, there's something else too. We're also hint hint, me and a couple other yarn stores in Boston, because it's nice to have yarn store friends. Yeah. This is have your community. We are planning a Knit in Public Day outing to the Red Sox. Fun! So that's not until June, but it'll come up fast. We'll have a limited number of tickets. Yeah. But it should be really fun, and I think we'll have like goodie bags with some free stuff.
I want to go.
Yeah, you can go.
I'll have to get a ticket.
You'll have to get a ticket. I can't let you go for free. This is a little expensive.
My first thought was like, do I need to knit a Red Sox thing? And then I was immediately like, no, don't do that.
That's that.
Yeah, okay.
Tell me your silly hot take.
It's not really silly.
Okay.
It's serious.
Tell me your serious
hot take. And it's a topic
take.
we've already covered, but it's still coming up. Stop fucking using AI for your creative business.
Yeah, it's...
Stop.
That's not a silly hot take.
It's not silly. It's so serious, but it is just, it's short. It's easy.
I know. I keep getting there's that trend going around, and I saw it first on like my personal Instagram.
Okay.
From like people I grew up with and whatever. Right. So it's like
the trend is it's you have a caricature made by ChatGPT, and you literally tell ChatGPT, make a caricature of me using everything you know about me. And it's literally just taking all of your info. It's like, oh, this is what your face looks like. This is where you work. This is your hobbies. This is where you live. And like feeding that all into ChatGPT. And I'm like, I need people to understand that not only is this terrible for the environment and rotting your brain, it's also like contributing to a surveillance state where...
Yeah, like now ChatGPT, it's like now so ChatGPT
cute. Knows everything about you.
Yeah, they know what your dog looks like. Like, that's not good.
It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That's not a silly hot take.
It's not silly. Sorry.
Mine is silly.
Oh, great.
Contrast. Mine was, so this is one of my, I have like a list of my hot takes that are silly-ish.
Yeah. I
love to go to a museum.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what matters to me in a museum is vibes only.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what should matter. And I like a weird museum. I love the Waterworks Museum in by BC. Have you been to that?
I have not been.
It's great.
Okay.
But I don't really care about content.
Sure.
Like, I don't want it to be like offensive content, but it's like I'll walk around and look at art, but I'm not going to read everything. Like, I don't care.
I totally agree.
And so, yeah. I think museums, and like, I don't want to go to an Instagram museum.
No.
Because that is also true, is a thing that exists. But I think a museum should be like 70% vibes, 30% content.
I kind of agree. I had a really good time at the St. Louis Art Museum a couple weeks ago with my mom.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you what any of the artwork was.
Like, I love going to the MFA.
Yeah.
I
like the St. Louis museums because they're all free.
That is nice.
That's my little hot take is museums should be free.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
A lot more should be free.
A lot of things should be
Actually,
free.
you know what this is my hot take, my hill. Okay, I have two. Okay, I'm going to just do a bunch of hot takes. I have two hot takes that are like my public good hills that I'm going to die on.
Sure.
All public transportation should be free.
Yep.
It's not public if you have to pay for it.
Have to pay for it.
And in a world where we're now getting like 20 inches of snow overnight, I think your city should be in charge of shoveling.
City should be in charge of shoveling and plowing all streets and sidewalks.
Yeah. Give us more jobs, man. Pay people.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be me and my dad.
It shouldn't be me and my disabled roommate.
Yeah, like me and my 70-year-old dad.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Next episode, we're going to do episodes every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Next episode,
we'll do
emails. So if you want to shoot us an email real quick to get into that episode, we'll do, audience emails. And then we have a bunch more hot topics planned. Mm-hmm. And you can always shoot us an email. You can comment on YouTube. You can donate to our Ko-fi, help us pay for our camera equipment.
Yes.
And what else is there? You can follow us on Instagram. Oh, we're maybe going to start, and this is my fault, we're maybe going to start a hotcakes Instagram.
Is it your fault or is it my job?
Well, it's your job, but you don't have anything to post yet because I haven't clipped
Yes,
it.
that's what it is.
So I have to clip the last episode.
I was like, I actually think this might be my fault.
I have to clip the last episode, and then we'll start on Instagram. And you can follow us there. And that's it.
Yeah.
So I think we're done.
Cool. I've got nothing.
Stay warm, everybody.
Have fun.
Have fun. Protect your neighbors, and free Palestine.
Yeah, free Palestine. Fuck ICE.
And fuck ICE.
Yeah.
Yay! Bye.
Yay, bye. Mwah.
Really awkward.
We never turned the lights on.
We never turned the lights on, but look at the dark. Fuck.
It looks fine.
I can brighten it up in CapCut. That's what editing is for.